Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Uncovered. Ever since this series began, people have been dying to know the truth about the You Can Be Anything solos and the Two Sapphires duet. When Maddie and Chloe faced off doing the same solo, and Abby tried to take away her win, the world saw just how much Abby disliked Chloe. It seems like this is one of many incidents that eventually led Chloe to leave the show. Two Sapphires is regarded as the duet that broke Dance Mums, since it was one of the main triggers behind the infamous fight between Kelly and Abby, which led to the Highlands leaving the show. Well, there were more factors that led to this drama than even the producers cared to show. Feel free to share your thoughts on the following evidence. First, let's look at the You Can Be Anything accusations. In Season 3, Episode 23, Maddie and Chloe competed against one another with the same solo. At first, Chloe won. However, Abby went to the judges and got Chloe's score changed, so that Maddie actually won. Here are all the claims that support the show's narrative and state that Abby really did try to sabotage Chloe. Christi has been very outspoken about this episode online. On Twitter, she said that what had happened to Chloe was so awful that she couldn't bear to watch the episode. Melissa had also taken to Twitter to state that things were edited and not always as they seem. However, Christi directly fought back, stating that it was not scripted and that Chloe's emotions were very real that week. And when a fan asked Christi how Chloe felt after this episode, she replied that Chloe was humiliated and cried for ages because she realised just how much Abby hated her. When talking about this situation, Abby has said herself that she couldn't believe Chloe had won over Maddie, which was what caused her to check the scores for errors in the first place. Abby has never been secretive about how she disliked the Lukasiaks. In fact, she has blatantly admitted that since the Lukasiaks couldn't quit the show, she could say whatever she wanted to Chloe. She has also said that her anger towards the family is coming from a real place. She probably felt that she could do whatever she wanted to Chloe as well, including taking away her wins.
One of the students I tried to expel, the mother I tried to expel, I had just had it up to here. Lifetime called me and said, you have a contract, she has a contract, you cannot throw her out of the studio, you have to let the kid back in. So then a bell went off and I thought, if I can't throw them out,
right,
they can't quit.
Right.
So no matter what I say to them, they can't quit. So I just go for it.
Are you talking
but
about?
There's a real place.
No,
it's coming from a real place.
You're talking about Kathy?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Christi.
Oh, okay.
At a meet and greet, Christi said that Abby was deliberately trying to sabotage Chloe that week, along with the week where Chloe beat Cameron. Since Abby tried to take away Chloe's win against Cameron in Season 4, approaching the judges to take away her win was clearly something she was willing to do. Francisco Thurston, the MC during the competition where Chloe beat Cameron, has explained that Abby gathered the judges to try and take away Chloe's win.
After Chloe won, Abby pulled the judges into a production room because she completely disagreed with their decision. And
that Chloe won?
Uh-huh. She was not having it, but she pulled the judges into the room and gave this long sob story about how Chloe has fans and Instagram fans and she's never in class and this is why she doesn't deserve to win and I don't understand how you guys scored her like that. It was funny because she was like, I'm a good actress, I can go in there and be happy for her and say all this to her face, but I don't think she should have won.
Maddie did the same solo, and coming up in the second half of Season 4, she does it again. She goes to the judges, so.
In Season 8, Abby also confirmed that she would try and stop Chloe from winning all the time, but that she would win regardless. Next, let's explore the You Can Be Anything defense. In Abby's defense, the score sheets were shown in Season 3, Episode 29, for the special episode so far this season. You can see that there was indeed a scoring error, and that Chloe got a 27.5 in the choreography section, which only had 25 available points. It also makes sense for Abby to question the scores, since Maddie was given a slight advantage in the choreography. When Maddie did a front aerial, Chloe only did a side aerial, which probably would have been considered less difficult and worth fewer points. It's also important to acknowledge that contrary to what Christi said in the episode, Maddie's score was not incorrect, and Abby never claimed that it was. Abby has also criticised Intensity before, which is a competition owned by the same person who owns Powerhouse, which is the competition for this episode. She has claimed that the age categories are ridiculous and that there was a $10,000 deal between the owner and the show's producers to host competitions for them in whichever city they choose. It is rather unclear how much the producers were involved in creating the drama for this episode. On Twitter, Abby seems to suggest that she came up with the idea on her own for Maddie and Chloe to do the same solo. However, back in 2012, Abby mentioned that the producers couldn't believe that the kids never fought amongst themselves.
The crew on the show cannot believe that the children, they're never fight. There has not been one incident with, you're touching me, don't touch me, I don't want to sit by you.
So when situations like this happened, the producers seemed to really enjoy the content it created. The executive producer of the series even tweeted that he considered this to be the best episode they had made in 3 seasons of the show. This feels seriously twisted, as it is clear that Chloe was very hurt by this episode, and it put everyone in a very uncomfortable position. 3. The Two Sapphires accusations. Maddie and Kalani's duet, Two Sapphires, is widely considered to be the dance that broke Dance Moms. This is because the duet was suddenly entered into the competition to compete against Paige and Chloe's duet, Wishbone. It fueled the rage that led to Kelly and Abby's massive fight, leading the Highlands to permanently leave the show. On Twitter, Christi has claimed that Melissa told them on the way to the competition that they would be mad at her that day. She also said that Abby and Melissa lied that week to make themselves look good. Kelly seemed to confirm this accusation by adding that both the Zieglers and Abby brought Kalani to the competition, knowing that she would dance with Maddie. There definitely seems to be a lot of hurt feelings from Christi and Chloe that stemmed from this incident. Christi mentioned that this was Melissa's meanest move to date, and has accused her of deliberately trying to hurt Chloe and Paige. Furthermore, when she was asked which word she would use to describe Melissa at a meet and greet, Christi said ruthless.
I used to say that all the moms were really good friends, but there were some things that happened in season 4 that have changed my opinion of that. I think Melissa's true colors are really going to come out in season 4. She does something really ugly to Chloe and Paige, and I don't have room for people who hurt my daughter intentionally.
Do you have one word to describe Melissa?
Ruthless.
It is clear that Chloe believes without any doubt that Maddie lied to her. She stated in 2014 that her relationship with Maddie became a lot different after this week. Chloe also confirmed that she asked Maddie if they were doing their duet, and that she said no.
We're still friends, but it's just a little different now after what happened.
Are you and Maddie still friends?
Yeah, we're friends still, but it's just a little bit different now that I know, now that I know that she would do that. But you didn't show me asking her to her face if she was doing the duet, and she blatantly said no to my face, and so.
And in her book, Girl on Point, Chloe's Guide to Taking on the World, she wrote this about the show, which I think directly refers to the drama that was stirred up this week. She said, "So after 4 seasons, the show began to take its toll on me. The arguments I mentioned, it wasn't just the mums fighting anymore. The girls got involved too. I got involved." Lastly, in the throwback special, Kira said that it was Abby who called her to send Kalani to Pittsburgh and then to New York to compete the duet with Maddie without telling the other mothers. Evidence number 4, the Two Sapphires defense. There is evidence that suggests that perhaps the circumstances behind the duet being entered into the competition was far more complex than any of us realised. Firstly, the song Two Sapphires was written by Becca Shack and produced for the record label This Is Music. Abby has previously stated that she and Gianna must use music from 2 companies for every dance on the show. Well, Becca doesn't seem to have any ties with We Three Kings Music or any other music production label used on the show. Of course, there were exceptions, such as when Lifetime paid for the rights to use Chandelier to create drama at Nationals in Season 4. Since Two Sapphires is probably not part of the show's music libraries, the producers probably had to pay to use it. This means that when Gianna choreographed this duet, she did not do so with the intention of it ever being on the show. Otherwise, they would have choreographed a dance to a song they already had licensed to. Next, it seems that there were some inconsistencies with the show's timeline. While Paige and Brooke are doing their solos, you can already see Maddie and Kalani in their duet costumes. This means that Abby didn't enter the Two Sapphires dance after seeing the Highlands dance, as it was portrayed on the show. Also, Christi says to Chloe, "You danced your dance with your friends," before the duet supposedly even happened. Listed under the rules for sheer talent competitions, it states that competition numbers cannot be entered on the day of the competition, so it was probably not entered as last minute as it was portrayed. All this evidence suggests that Two Sapphires was already planned and entered several days in advance, but the cast wasn't aware of it until the day of the competition. In the episode, Melissa says something very interesting.
But you was told not to say anything? I didn't even think they were going to go, because I asked and they said,
Abby's been so openly mean to Chloe and Paige, so why would she need to hide this duet? The fact that Melissa says they makes me think that it was probably the producers who wanted to keep the duet a secret. Finally, you can hear Maddie say, "I'm a nice friend, Mum," but the subtitles say, "Well, I guess we're not friends anymore." This once again shows that the producers really like to see drama between the girls and exaggerate these situations for the show. Finally, let's look at the dance that actually broke Dance Moms. Two Sapphires is often blamed as the cause of the fight between Abby and Kelly. However, I believe that there is a dance that is more to blame here. And this dance is Beautiful Revenge, the group dance for that episode. The whole fight is triggered when Kelly suggests that perhaps Kalani should replace her kids. Jill asks Kalani if she knows the group dance, and she says yes. Kalani knew the group dance that week because she learned it alongside Maddie, Nia, Mackenzie, and some other club dance members while Alexa Moffat was choreographing at the ALDC. Earlier that episode at Abby's auditions, Kelly says that she wants to be replaced. This shows that Kelly was done with the show at this point, and this might have been one of the reasons why she was pushing for Abby to replace her kids with Kalani in the group dance. According to court documents, Kelly had spent years trying to get out of the Dance Moms contract. While the producers were always trying to provoke the mums and cause drama, I definitely don't think that this whole fight was staged in any way. The legal mess that followed this episode and the girls' reactions are too real and too serious to be staged. As you can see, these situations were very complicated, and there were so many things that impacted these dancers behind the scenes. The truth is not completely straightforward, and it's tough to figure out because it's unclear whether the cast members involved are telling the whole truth, and it's hard to determine how much influence the producers had over these storylines. So what do you guys think? Did you realise that the situations behind these dances were so complicated? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!